Darvin Ham's leadership and presence has changed the swagger and the culture of the Los Angeles Lakers, period. No one can argue this point, and if you do, then I think you're smoking a little too much. This man took a Westbrook team that was getting destroyed by the media and fans to a team where he had whole stadiums chanting Westbrook's name.
Compliment the other three on the court. Listen to the crowd.
You see, there's something really special about team culture. Think about the Eagles who went to the Super Bowl this past year. This team got from under Carson Wentz and rallied around Jalen Hurts, a man who allowed their game to speak for itself. Ham brought something that I think we have to evaluate when you think about what it takes to create a winning culture. In order to understand this, I believe it's important to talk about who Darvin Ham is and how he created this winning culture. Ham was signed by the Denver Nuggets as a free agent on October 1st, 1996. He was then traded by Denver to the Indiana Pacers for Jerome Allen in February 1997. Ham then signed as a free agent with the Washington Wizards in 1997, Milwaukee Bucks in 1999, Atlanta Hawks in 2002, and the Detroit Pistons in 2003. In his 8 seasons, he played 417 NBA career games. He averaged 2.7 points, 2.3 rebounds, and 1.8 fouls in 12.4 minutes. Based on his history, I believe it's easy to see that he was not the most successful in the NBA. But you see, you gotta understand that experience builds character, and Darvin Ham was developing character. In October 2008, Ham was named an assistant coach for the Thunderbirds. He later served as their head coach. In October 2011, he became an assistant coach on Mike Brown's staff with the Los Angeles Lakers, where he worked with Kobe Bryant, Paul Gasol, and Dwight Howard in a player development role. Fast forward to today, Lakers assistant coach Phil Handy said his strength as a coach is being able to identify those roles, being able to push role players at a super high level. Sometimes when you step into coaching, it's hard to understand what the role players go through, but Darvin always understood his role as a player. You see, when looking at Darvin's history and NBA career, you see a man who was not super successful as a basketball player. What you see is a man who's learned to overcome adversity and adapt. Darvin Ham as a player was forced to learn the power of adapting and the attitude needed to achieve. Ultimately, the act of creating a winning culture comes down to one thing: mindset. Of course, there's a series of other critical points such as leadership and talent, but there's something special and something different about having the right mindset. Your mindset both on and off the court will ultimately dictate the type of decisions a person is or will make. But if you disagree, heck, let me go back to this point about Westbrook, a Hall of Famer whose style is just not for everyone. This man bounced around to 5 different teams in the past 6 years. What Hall of Famer in their prime can say that they have experienced the same type of thing? No one. This past year, Darvin Ham was able to make Westbrook do the unthinkable. Westbrook played off the bench. Westbrook started for the Lakers in the team's first 3 games of the season. During that span, Russ put up an average of 10.3 points on 28.9% shooting, 6.7 rebounds, and 4.3 assists in 28.5 minutes per contest. The Lakers lost all 3 of those games. Russ then had to sit out a game due to a hamstring injury, and upon returning, he was relegated to a role with the second unit. The move worked for Westbrook off the bench in a short amount of time, where he was averaging now 16.3 points on 46.2% shooting, 7.7 boards, and 6.7 dimes. Westbrook's game transformed off the bench, and as a direct result, he helped the team begin the process of crawling back and winning. You see, the act of creating a winning culture requires that you are able to make people believe and see a vision. Ham said this about Westbrook. He says that he is selfless. He is willing to sacrifice. He's also willing to add a new element, a new chamber to our team in terms of how balanced we are and how balanced of an attack we can have. You see, as you can see, Darvin Ham was able to identify a purpose, a role, and move Westbrook into that particular role. And as you can see, it's all about taking all the different pieces and creating a winning team, hence, aka a winning culture. Darvin Ham took a notoriously arrogant basketball player and made him fit within a team role. This adjustment requires that you have a person who's able to make, see, and believe a vision and align themselves with that vision. You see, my point with this video is quite simply this. Darvin Ham at the current moment is bringing something that the Lakers needed, and that something has led a team that no one thought would make it to the playoffs to a team competing in the NBA playoffs. Regardless of the 2022-23 season, Darvin Ham has brought a winning culture and a mindset to the Lakers who are lacking and dying for a change.